see this blue one? The blue and white line?
Yeah.
See where that's going? It's going like 3/4 of the way up the mast. That is obviously for the head. This is for the head of the jib. So you put this on the head of the jib.
Yeah.
That's the halyard
Oh, okay.
pulling up the jib.
Yeah.
Yep. And then let's see. Trying to find the one that controls this. So this is yet another halyard. This one is, see how this goes to the very top of the mast?
Yeah.
So that's to pull up the mainsail. And the mainsail rides inside. You feed it into this feeder hole.
Yeah.
It's got like a they call it a bolt rope that's like sewn inside the mainsail. So you start it at the head of the mainsail and you slide it in this track. This, make sure it's untangled and going straight up. This goes onto the head of the mainsail, and
Yep.
one of these lines coming out the bottom, it is what pulls. Let me see. It'll be easier to figure out when we get the mast down, but there it is. All right, it's up there. Anyways, so it's not blue. All right, so the red, white, and blue one,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the red, white, and blue is your main halyard for the mainsail. Blue and white is for the jib.
Is there a boom also? That.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
The boom is wrapped inside the. I keep the sail on the boom. Only
Yeah.
Because there's really no reason to pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pull it off. It takes but it would take like an extra 5 minutes every time you sail. So
Yeah.
I just keep it on.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's
I
good.
just that's how they do it with the Hobie. So that's how I do it.
Okay.
And this, let's see. This. Something else. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look when the mast is down as far as which ropes do what. But there's really only a few lines here you have to be concerned with. Obviously, the line that pulls the jib up to the top is a key line. The other halyard is the one that pulls the mainsail up to the top. Those
Yep.
are really the only two.
Mhm.
The other ones are more to control like spinnaker stuff that I don't think you're really gonna be using.
Right.
But anyways, if you want to use them, they're there. But I kind of just roll them up and tuck them out of the way. 'Cause there's
Sure. And I don't even know what a spinnaker is. So.
Yeah, that's the big balloon sail in the front.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
so
all right. Now I'd probably start off with just the mainsail and the jib.
yeah, and then this fully blue one is I generally a lot of times I don't use this because this thing is a little jammy and hard to use, but wiggle it out. This hook will go onto the bottom of the boom, and it lets you it pulls the boom down tight,
Yeah.
and it just adds rigidity to the boom. That's what this is for. Oh, actually, let me think about that again. No, this is the downhaul. So once you get the mainsail in here in this
Yeah.
track,
Yep.
you're going to also pull it down. It partly comes down. The end of the sail comes down into this track.
Yep.
This hook will go into a grommet, and if you tighten the hell out of it, it will just flatten the sail out. Like
Sure.
it'll pull all the creases down by pulling this
I see.
downward.
Yeah.
If you look on a great resources, I think it's on on Facebook. It's called Fireball Dinghy Center.
Okay.
There's a Fireball group,
Yep.
and they're in England, and they love to tell the Americans like,
What to do?
how to. Because if you say, "Hey, I'm from America, and I just acquired a Fireball," first of all, they'll say, "That's great," and then if you say, "I'm kind of new to it. What does this do?" They'll all like, you'll get 20 people like, "Oh, that's the this and that." And you
Oh,
should-
no kidding.
No, you don't have it quite set right. You should move it 3 inches over there.
No kidding. That's great
So,
to
yeah,
hear.
there's several groups. There's also a North American Fireball Association.
Yeah.
And they race. They race like in Canada, and they have a national championship every year in North America that they'll probably convince you to. They were always telling me I should go to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can barely operate this thing. I'm not going to go to the national championship.
Okay. Yeah.
So
And so this looks like what? It's part of controlling the
oh, yeah,
mainsail.
so this, you would just undo some of this. I just did this to get it kind of out of the way. If you were really going to use this as a trapeze line,
Oh, to lean out off
yeah,
the edge of the
if
boat.
you're really going to do it, like hook in and use it, what the racers do is, so when they're out on the line, they use this as
Oh, I see. So there's one on
Yeah,
each
so
side, so you can do
they
one
would-
or the other.
yeah, so they would use this like to adjust the length.
Yeah.
If a person, I mean, if you're really serious about racing, sometimes you want to be laying out flat, almost off the water,
Yeah.
and other times, for different wind condition, you'd want to be standing up, so you don't have as much leverage pulling the boat over.
Yeah.
So they adjust. The way to adjust how far you're hanging off is by adjusting the length of this hook, which you do with this situation.
Yeah. And they have a special like seat or something, right? That sort of hooks them onto that
Oh
trapeze.
yeah, it's called a harness, a trapeze harness.
Yeah.
Hobie Cat sells them. Laser sells them. Any like racy kind of a dinghy boat usually has the ability to trapeze off the side,
Okay.
and you can get them. I find them on eBay used every spring. People are getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold off all my extra ones.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I would try doing it this.
I would sail it the normal way for a while and get used to like going fast the normal way.
Yeah.
And then at some point you might be like, I want to go even faster. Now I want a trapeze.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how fast I want to go, but and then you said so these.
Yeah, so these are these are ratchet blocks that control the jib. So the jib, when the jib is up, there are lines attached to it, obviously, to control the jib. So sometimes I'll put them through. There's enough of a gap in this thing where I'll just slide it through. It's
Yep.
not really necessary. A lot of times is I'll just let it operate like a normal jib,
Yeah.
and then you pull it. You would, let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I sailed this one. These are the control. Basically, you pass the jib line through here.
Yeah.
And this is
And it
how
locks
you
it.
would control it.
You can
So
release
you
and
pull the jib in, and then if
right.
sometimes you want to sail and you don't want to actually hold the jib and the main control line at the same time, so you would just use these.
Set
just
the
clean-
jib and-
you just lock the jib line in here, so your hand's free.
Yeah.
It's just a convenience. Some people like the feeling of, I want to feel everything.
Well, that's how I
So,
sail.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to use these at all.
Yeah.
It depends.
Now the jib, though, if it's really, I'm guessing if it's really windy out, you might just sail with only the jib, and keep the mainsail down, or
Well, a lot of times, I haven't seen anyone sail with only the jib, but I have seen them sail with only the main.
okay.
It's a little bit more of a challenge to turn the boat without a jib.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Because the jib is really kind of what pulls the nose of the boat around.
Oh, okay.
But if you're used to sailing without a jib, you would probably be pretty good at sailing without a jib.
Right.
A lot of people that are used to sailing with a jib and try to sail without a jib have a hell of a time with it, because the jib makes it very easy to turn. Like,
Yeah.
once the nose of the boat passes through the wind catches the jib and it pulls it right where you want to go.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
So the jib makes turning that boat very simple. But if it was really windy, I guess I would probably. There's two things you can do. You can either take the jib off altogether, and of course now you have less sail area, or you could, I believe on this sail you could reef the main,
Yeah.
which means all you do is you take, instead of putting up 100%
Yeah.
of the main,
Yep.
you put up like 75%,
Right.
and then there are like you can basically clip it clip it or tie it to the boom.
Yep.
So there's a portion of the, I don't know, say the bottom 2 feet of the mainsail. If you take that away, that's a lot of sail area that it's not going to catch
right.
the wind. So you
Yeah.
can sail with even 50% maybe of the mainsail up. It would look funny with 50% up.
Yeah.
3/4 up. That's like a normal reefed sail.
Yeah. I've noticed, like with winds that are steady at 10 knots or more,
Yeah.
I tend to avoid capsizing by going in neutral and
Yeah.
just letting the sail go. But I don't know how that would work so well with this. I always wondered, because I see everybody's rigged in and they're quarter sail, half sail, whatever. But they don't have that ability to just dump the wind out and stop the
Yeah.
boat from going out of control.
Like on YouTube, everyone's showing off their racing, like they're going top speed and everything. But when they're just noodling around, if you just dump all the wind out of the boom,
Yeah.
just dump all the wind out of the mainsail, the boom will swing out and
Yeah.
you'll slow right down.
Yeah.
You'll basically go to zero if you let it swing all the way out.
All right.
And then as you sheet in,
All right.
it'll take off again.
Yeah. And
You
that's
can do that with the jib and the main. You just basically let them both flap.
just let them out.
Yeah, and you'll just
That's good to know.
you should go to zero.
Okay.
And if by chance you do capsize, what you would want to do, hopefully some of your dagger board would be out
Yeah.
when you capsize.
Yeah. So you can
And then
step
what
on
you do
it.
is you just step on it. And this boat's very light. For a 17-foot boat, this boat is like super light.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the lightest 17-foot boats ever made. You can lift it up like, if I really want to. I can
That's-
lift up the whole
that's-
thing with one hand.
I'm really glad to see that too,
It's a
because
lightweight boat. So when it capsizes, it doesn't take a tremendous heavy crew member to pull it back over.
yeah.
I mean, if you can get yourself up on the dagger board, it would probably come with it.
I've had some experiences with climbing on the dagger
Yeah.
board and getting it upright, and then I did just read recently that if you climb on from the back, it's steadier.
Yep.
So would you take this on the ocean? Do you think with a?
Most people do sail them on the ocean, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you could sail it like, I guess I wouldn't sail it like in the open Atlantic,
No.
but like Narragansett Bay or a bay up near you is,
Yeah.
or the Sound. Are you on the Sound? Like,
We're inland. We're in inland.
We're way we're on the Mass border.
on the
or the
Connecticut
Thames
River.
River would probably be
Well,
good.
maybe on the river.
So that's how I was-
You could go on.
I was just reading about that
General
too.
Dynamics and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's probably, I mean, aside from the boat traffic,
Yeah.
it's there's sections of it where I don't think the big boats go, so it's probably nice in the Thames River.
Yeah.
People do sail there.
Nice.
Anyways,
Yeah. Well, thanks for
so
all that
these-
explanation.
and these, I wondered what these were for like 2 years, and I believe I'm still not sure, but I believe these are to control spinnaker lines. So if you have a spinnaker pole, and the spinnaker pole's way out here, the spinnaker pole comes back into here, and your crew is able to control the spinnaker more easily by running them through here, but I never did.
And then this would be also for.
Yeah, so this creates a triangle. I can show you if I pull the mainsail out of the bag, but
No, that's okay.
at the back of the boom, when you rig up the main sheet, I'll probably have to sketch out how to do that. But when you rig up the main sheet, you're going to end up with a triangular shape back here.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
So it's like a triangular shape, and it terminates down in these loops here.
Yeah.
And so the main sheet block sits here,
Yeah.
control the tension, but it rides up through a pulley here, goes back to a pulley here, it goes down into the triangle.
Yes.
So when you pull here, it's really just collapsing tightening this all up so that the boom will end up straight. And if you uncleat it, the boom will swing out and the triangle kind of leans that
Yeah.
way or that way. And if you want it like right in the middle of the triangle, looks like that. So,
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I've seen I've been studying these pictures for a long time. Like looking at that triangle, I know exactly what you're.
if you look at a lot of Fireball videos, it'll make more sense, and photos of how they've got it. The triangular thing is
Yeah.
similar, I think, to that triangle is used on lasers. It's used on, what do they call it? The 420s,
Mhm.
college 420 boats.
Yeah.
Any kind of racing dinghy.
Like
uses,
on the
uses that triangle.
on the Charles, those
yeah.
types of boats in Boston on the boat
yeah.
boat lot
You know
thing.
what those are? I think those are college 420s, or they might be
Yeah, they
Catalina Capris.
yeah they kind of look like Capris.
Yeah, that triangular thing is pretty common on a boat that has a tail end.
Yeah.
So to take the mast down, what I typically do is I would start